Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Frankie de Jong to Manchester United in your dreams. Let's go. Salam sejahtera and welcome to JomUnited. We are a Malaysian Manchester United fan channel. Yes, dengan bangganya Buatan Malaysia. If you are new to our channel, smash the like button, share our videos, and don't forget subscribe so that we can hit the 2,000 sub mark. It's about time lah actually, Doc. It's about time lah actually. It's 300
it's about time.
Around 300 subs away. All right, so share with your friends, with your fellow United supporters, family members, whoever it is. All right, let's hit the milestone as soon as possible.
Yeah, don't forget you can even join our Telegram group where we talk about all things United, good and bad banter. You can make fun of any player whichever you want to. You can defend whichever player you want, especially DDG, and you can join it with the link below.
Have you tried clicking on the link before or not?
I don't know, mine doesn't work, dude.
So anyway,
Telegram link.
Hey, can we straight away ban Brian Lee from joining the show?
Why?
His first comment also, I think it's time to knock him out already.
Come on lah. Wait,
how much are you paying him, Dom, to do this? This is the feather thing,
But now, right, you realize, right, he don't actually talk about Dino Invi because whatever he did that day was a disgrace, man. Seriously, disgrace. Down by 1 goal, the first save on penalty, he's like, oh yes, I'm the man. But anyway, okay, back to our show, all right. Leicester City 0, Manchester United 1. Okay, I think this is fantastic. I mean, I've been craving for, I'm sure you also, Doc, even Roger and everyone else craving for clean sheets, all right? So for me, I'm going to say up front, the man of the match is David De Gea. I'm going to say it right now, David De Gea, man of the match. Okay, Doc, happy, Doc?
Very happy, sir.
Okay. So what's your take? What's your take?
The happiest guy ever now.
Quick summary for those who actually overslept or purposely sleep, they be like Mark and whatnot, or be like Smurf or whatnot.
Well, I thought we were quite decent in the first half, actually. We went close a couple of times. I think Eriksen went close. And the goal was, I think, quick build-up, well taken. I think even the Rashford pass to Sancho was perfect. I think, come on, Dom, you got to give him that. It was the right weight, right? Just enough for Sancho to reach it and push it past the keeper. I think, again, like in the recent games, we faded in the second half. Totally non-existent in the attacking tree until I think Ronaldo came on with a couple of chances. But all in all, I think the key here is to keep winning, keep building that momentum. 3 points is vital, and of course, the clean sheet.
The important thing is the clean sheets. The clean sheets got to come first, all right? So speaking about clean sheets, let's talk about our defense, all right? Roger, what's your take on our back? Okay, let's not talk about the goalkeeper, right? Obviously, he's fantastic, a good shot stopper. How to say, he's still learning how to sweep, but then he's getting there, right? Distribution is improving, all right? So let's talk about the back four. Roger, what's your take on our back four?
Actually, can I touch on the keeper a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Doc.
I think we need to see what you want to touch on about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Improvements.
I thought that De Gea didn't have much to do apart from that save from the free kick. Could have honestly sat in the away end and enjoyed the game. But seriously, it's a testament to our back four that we look so solid. We never look like conceding, to be honest. You add Casemiro into that and the foundation looks near impregnable. That being said, it also shows why we do not need such a great shot stopper. We probably need a goalkeeper who's more well-rounded, right? So De Gea, for all his tremendous ability, and I agree with you, he's a great keeper in shot stopping especially, he does not command his box. His passing isn't that great. And
Coach Dom is smiling already. Look at him.
I think he's too old.
Roger, why are you making an enemy out of Dom live? Why are you doing it live?
First time he's meeting me and he's doing this, Coach. What is this?
I've been watching Doc for quite a while already, and I've been waiting for this moment to come online with Doc to come in the same session, and yeah, I gotta do this, man. I don't want to miss this chance. So yeah, I believe that Ten Hag's plan, right, is to eventually transition into a possession-based team that will camp in the opponent's half. And a goalkeeper who is comfortable with both his feet would definitely help us in that regard. Now, I may be wrong about De Gea, and he may very well become a great sweeper keeper, but we've been watching him for years. He's been here since, 2012?
But Roger, this
That's
time
not much
right,
encouragement.
but he has a proper manager to actually wanting to motivate him, to inspire him to up his game. Like we can see with many players, McTominay, for example, you can actually see the improvements in McTominay, Rashford as well, maybe a little bit, So why not give a chance for David De Gea to actually, improve his game? I would rather have Dean Anderson, but now I'm no longer a Dean Anderson fan. So what's your take on that?
You can definitely see improvements in McTominay, in Dalo. But for De Gea, for keeper who has always been using his hands and taking goal kicks, right? You can't really coach that at this age. How old is he? He's like 30, 32, 31.
It's fine.
It's
prime, going to the prime age for a goalkeeper,
It takes bravery, and after so many years of watching De Gea, he doesn't command his box. A manager wants his keeper to command his box, whether he's a sweeper keeper or not, right? He doesn't do that, and yeah, I mean, you can't coach bravery. You're born with it, in my opinion.
I think maybe right, you're being a bit harsh, because previously we have some issues with communications. He don't really speak English well, but this time around he can speak Spanish, and then I think our back four can actually communicate very well with him. Hugging, high five, and stuff like that. So I think it's a good start. Wait, we got a very good comment here. Wait, where is it? Alamak, missed it. Okay, Brian Lee. If David De Gea distributes the ball well, dog, your hair will grow back.
Look, I think I've said this many times as well. It really depends on the back four. Your back four is now starting to keep clean sheets. Only now, okay? And if you look at our last few games, right, I wouldn't say yesterday Leicester really pressed us. Yesterday Leicester sat back. The other teams that press us, and when they press our defenders, they can't play out from the back. I've said this many times, okay? Especially when previously we had Harry Maguire and the team, we cannot play out from the back and we lose the ball. Now, for him to start, De Gea to start playing out from the back, right, you need your defenders to make space. If you look at City, you look at Liverpool, you look at how their defenders move to make space and how they play out of a press. Have you seen United play Liverpool with a press? They play out of it so easily. Even like Leicester yesterday were playing out of our press so easily, right? Our defenders don't have that ability yet. Now, maybe once they have a settled defense and they start keeping clean sheets like this, in more games, right? Then they can start working on this distribution. Now, once the defenders are comfortable on the ball, I think to a certain extent, Martinez is quite comfortable on the ball. Varane still looks a little bit jittery when it's on the ball. Maguire does. Even our wing back, sometimes they push up too far. They cannot push up too far if you're going to be playing possession-based football, right? And you see sometimes Dalo pushes up very far up. Now, if you want to play possession-based football from the back, your wing backs cannot push up so early, so far. Because then you're going to end up playing long balls down the side again, right? So I think let us get a base. Now, the key would be to have a good centre-back pairing, which we are starting to get now, right? And then if we can get Malaysia playing and Dalo playing, in that wing-back position well, then we will see. Right now, I still feel it's very difficult to judge him on distribution if your players cannot play up from the back.
Okay, we got a comment here by Wang Yuan. Live good dog, De Gea without Harry Maguire. Okay, so
exactly.
Wait, there's one more. Okay. Joker 17. Will the new lone goalkeeper replace David De Gea? I don't think so at this moment. I think the spot is his for at least for this season. I think. Okay, so since we actually talk about the centre-back pairing, all right, Roger, I'm gonna point this question at you. What's your take on our centre-back pairing that has been playing for the last 2 games? Do you consider this the best centre-back pairing in the form of Martinez and also Rafael Varane?
Yeah, definitely. Personally, I thought that Varane was the man of the match. I love the growing partnership between him and Martinez. Their best attributes cover up for each other's weaknesses. And you can see that Varane is happy to let Martinez challenge for the ball high up the pitch, and he will just tidy up the loose ends. And Varane is intercepting the through balls. He's organizing the defense, dictating the line. Honestly, magnificent leadership. It looked like he didn't break a sweat. Right? In my opinion, if he can stay fit, he should be captain.
That's the thing about French players.
I'm very confident. Yeah, I'm very confident that we will see the same back four against Arsenal. And for Martinez, right? It must be like the worst thing, like to be a striker, to know that there's like a defender like nipping at your ankles, breathing down your neck. Like he was winning the ball halfway, at the halfway line. You compare last season, right? Maguire, who just does not have the physical capability to do this, or the bravery to win the ball high up and track back, right? It's a world of difference. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Martinez go against the rest of the top strikers, because we've seen him against Salah, pocketed. We've seen him against Vardy, pocketed. Let's go.
Right. I gotta read this out. I rather give Rosma and Najib chances rather than DDG. Hey, people in Kajang prison, right? Come on, wait. They cannot tune into JomUnited, unfortunately. Yeah, another one. King Eric actually mentioned. So Coach Dom saying Eric Ten Hag can inspire Maguire. No, I wouldn't go that far. Inspire Maguire to actually sit on the bench. Being on the bench is not a bad thing. A la Van der Beek, is it? So it's not a bad place to be, actually. You can enjoy the best seat in the house in Old Trafford, okay, on the bench. Okay, so Doc, maybe you want to touch a bit on our wingbacks. Do you see any improvements versus Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka last season?
I think, in the last few games, Dalot has looked a little bit more comfortable defensively, whereas previously he hasn't. But again, I think going forward, he still doesn't offer as much as he can. Okay, slightly better. But, for me, I expect the wingback to really, if they're the type to be pushing up, right, push all the way to the byline and cross. They still have that hesitancy, What they do, they will pass to the right winger and they stand back, right? But yesterday they did do some overlapping runs. But I think even like Malaysia and Dalot crossing still not accurate. Malaysia doesn't even cross into the box very rarely, right? You see him always trying to push back. I think now looks like the defense is a little bit set. I think a problem now is the midfield and up front. We are not creating enough chances.
Surprisingly, Dalot is the one from the right side who's creating more of an attack compared to Malaysia. I don't know. Somehow I realized like the last two games, Malaysia is a bit timid going forward, right?
Going forward, he's not so good.
I think Ronaldo was actually frustrated yesterday when he actually made runs and Malaysia didn't pick up on him and whatnot. So maybe this is something that he has to look into. But defensive-wise, I'm impressed with Malaysia. I mean, comparing to Luke Shaw.
Yeah, right? Again, but he's just come into the team, right? Probably needs some time to settle down, some time to get to know the players around him. And I think if the whole team starts to perform, everybody starts to perform a bit better, right? He will also get better. Yeah, over the next few games. But okay, one good thing we're seeing is we're seeing a settled lineup now. We're seeing pretty much a settled lineup for 2-3 games in a row already, right? And even for me, I think if you're going to change, it shouldn't be like wholesale changes 3-4 each game. If you want to rest them, it should be in between. Just rest a couple, keep the core together, and we need that kind of foundation to be built for now.
Okay, comment by Raj. You play to your team strength. That is exactly what Eric Ten Hag is doing over the last 3 games. Dr. Raj, by the way, it's Dr. Raj. Now it's Dr. Raj already. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's talk a bit about our midfield. Okay, the last time when we actually played against Leicester, right? I mean, right now they're struggling. Yeah, they're at the bottom of the table and whatnot, right? But the last time we played them, they actually sliced through our midfield, right? We got to talk a bit about midfield. We always talk about, I think, Roger, you actually said previously, our midfield is like a donut. But this time it looks a bit more like a chapati already, no longer a donut. So much, still a bit flimsy. So what's your take on the combination of McTominay, Eriksen, and also Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, I have to say this. I think that it's not very long ago that we were making every team that we face, right, look like prime Barcelona. Like teams were getting a disgusting amount of chances, and De Gea kept having to make save after save. Like, what has happened over the last 3 games? That we've made our last 3 opponents look like shit. Like, we can complain about our own attacking play, like our link ups, but if you look at the Leicester game, they never look like scoring. They had 1 free kick they had to save. But other than that, all of us forgot that Vardy was on the field, right?
Exactly.
Even Harvey Barnes, I rate Harvey Barnes to be much better than Marcus Rashford. But even then, Harvey Barnes was kept quiet by Dalot, of all people. So even though we've faced shit teams, they've always looked good against us in the past. We are now making them look like shit. And that is down to the structure set in place. Like, everyone knows exactly what they have to do, and players are actually improving as a whole. So this midfield, right, McTominay, right, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't spectacular, but he put a solid 6.57 out of 10. And if he can continue doing this, he's a tremendous squad player. That's a big if lah, because it's only been a few games, and we have to look at him over a long run. But yeah, 6.57, that's all we ask. Get the ball, pass it on. Great.
Exactly. Break up the play and pass it on. I think I told the guys that I think McTominay did a better job at being a destroyer compared to Casemiro, although he came in later in the game compared to Casemiro, who I think is still a bit shaky. So do you think, maybe Doc, do you think that for the Arsenal game, would you actually put Casemiro into this midfield right now, or would you just maintain it as it is, as you mentioned just now?
Yeah. Firstly, I just want to mention I disagree with Roger a little bit on that, because you're right. We are playing lower teams, and we made them look like not so great only in the first half. Even against Southampton, against Leicester in the second half, they were cutting through at will, although they didn't have many chances, right? But they were actually cutting through a midfield at ease. And this is coming from Leicester and Southampton. Leicester are struggling, okay? Better teams will kill you. Better teams will just totally dominate if you play like that in the second half, right? And that is somewhere we need to improve. So remember, we are playing weaker teams, and we are, losing the ball. We couldn't keep the ball in the second half, actually, for long periods of the game. We kept on losing the ball. And against better teams, against possession teams like City or
like
even
Liverpool,
right?
Liverpool weren't playing with their best. They weren't playing with their best. That's their excuse.
No, but even the Liverpool game, in the second half, we were struggling until we scored the second goal. Until we scored the second goal, we were struggling to hold on to the ball. And if you want to be a good team, supposed to be possession-based team, you should be holding on to the ball, not losing it just like that. And this is my point. We are not there yet, right? So let's not get carried away. We've got 3 wins in a row, hard-fought wins, by the way, okay, against teams probably that will end up in the lower half of the table, right? So let's not get carried away. But at least the foundation is being built. We are seeing now a stronger defense. We are seeing at least clean sheets coming. When the last time we got back-to-back clean sheets, I can't remember, okay? The Arsenal game will be a good test, though. Will be a good test.
Exactly.
We definitely look good without the ball. We are much more solid.
Yeah, so probably the organization at the back is better. But I wouldn't say the organization in the midfield is really great. I still don't think there's a balance. Okay, so you've got Eriksen playing with McTominay. McTominay, we know what his role is. He's going to come there and just try to win you the ball. But again, once he wins the ball, where, he's not really doing that progressive passing as of yet consistently. He did it in patches. Okay, what is the role of Eriksen? Eriksen is dropping back to try and, like Dom mentioned just in the pre-show, right? Do the FBJ role, right?
FBJ?
But not
who is that?
Some guy, some
the Barcelona guy.
The one where you're supposed to look out the window for give Smurfs a neck kick, is it? Yeah, so he's trying to do that role. I don't think that is his best position, but he's capable of spraying those passes, crossfield passes and all, right? And then we see Bruno running all over the place. But again, your front three are not pressing in unison. And we saw this last season as well. So you see Bruno pressing, but Sancho and Rashford not following up. So there still are gaps to be fixed. I think the Arsenal game would be a good test, right? So then we will see what the real progress is. But at least I'm happy to see some progress, especially at the back.
Okay, James mentioned we now have a proper spine with the back five, which was lacking. Okay, so Roger, so do you see this, McTominay one thing, maybe Casemiro will actually come in, all right? Do you think that he will actually take McTominay's place in the game against Arsenal? And then another thing, Eriksen and Bruno, all right? So do you think, I mean, in my opinion, right, when Bruno moved to the right and Eriksen moved up front, although he was like a bit tired and maybe he's reserving his strength and whatnot, right, due to his condition and whatnot, I think he was a bit more sharper playing the number 10 role compared to playing number 6 deeper. So what's your take on that, on Eriksen's role, Bruno's role, and also do you think Casemiro will play against Arsenal?
Just now you guys mentioned that Eriksen was doing the FDJ role. I don't think he was I think he was playing the Carrick role. It's something that we've been missing since Carrick retired, actually. Someone who can dictate the tempo, and Eriksen has come in and he has done that to a certain extent. It's not his position, right? Like Doc said, he's a number 10, but he has the ability to know when to slow the game down. He knows when to make quick passes. He can pass it short, he can pass it long. He has been a calming influence. If you compare this to how we used to play, right? Get the ball, hit the Hollywood pass. It's not what we want to see. He may make sloppy passes, but we don't want to, like, for example, Joe Allen. Remember Joe Allen, who makes hundreds of passes a game and his passing percentage is probably 120%, but it doesn't really do anything. Yeah. And Eriksen still has a lot of work to do with regards to team chemistry, but the signs have been good. One thing that I love about Eriksen, right, is that he doesn't linger too long on the ball like some French guy that just left. He gives and goes, keeps the game moving.
Voodoo guy.
Yeah, voodoo guy. Yeah, he moves. All this give and go play, right, moves opposition defenders around out of their position, and that's how you break down a low block. And we should be able to see a much better performance from Eriksen in the future. For Bruno, when he came, he set the standard so damn high for himself, right? That when he doesn't reach those heights, it becomes frustrating for us. We know how he can affect games. We know the amount of goals he can score. We know the passes he's able to make. So when he doesn't manage to do any of them, right, it's disappointing, to say the least. Even more so when he drops like 2 out of 10 performances. I thought that he was not as wasteful as against Leicester as when we played against Southampton. But I would love it if he could just have that little bit more patience and care with the ball. Like, you can probably learn from Eriksen. All in all, not bad, not great. Didn't see him whinging last night. But that's also maybe because he didn't get tackled too much.
But comment by Josh. Captain Bruno, man of the match, would you consider that a captain's performance? Maybe Doc, I'll throw the ball to you, Doc. The performance of Bruno yesterday. Your opportunity. He attacked David De Gea just now.
Apart from the goal, what did he do? He ran around. Okay, he ran around. He was all over the place. I agree. But what was his key contribution apart from that pass to Rashford? I can't remember anything of note. Right? What I expected from Bruno, or what I expect from Bruno, based on his last few years, right, is goals. Now, at least shots on target. Now you don't even see him taking those long range shots already, right? I think he still suffers from what position is he actually supposed to play, especially when they don't have a Martial or Ronaldo playing that central striker's role. When Rashford trying to drop off, you see Bruno trying to get into the box. I think he's just struggling to really fathom what his role is. Where exactly is he playing now? You don't really know, and maybe that is what is affecting his performance. I'd like to touch on what Roger said about Eriksen. Solid. He's been, I think, one of the best performers in the early few games of the season, but in the first half. I think he fades off in the second half, along with and maybe it's not his fault. It's maybe because the rest of the team are not making those runs, are not, the team is falling off, so he fades away as well. And I think like Raj said yesterday he looked like he was going to collapse.
Let's not.
No, but I think he's one of the better players. He really distributes the ball well, right? And cool head, like you said just now as well. in and around the box, good passes. He almost had a shot on. That shot was actually very good. He faked the keeper, thought keeper was going to go to the far post. He went for the near post, gave him the eyes and all, but just missed the post. But I think he's the one of the better players, but I don't know whether he can keep playing every game. So now once he drops out, who's going to play that role? We don't have anybody to play that role. Unless Bruno drops back, right? So again, there's still few areas that we need to fix.
Like the mod mentioned, Bruno playing the false nine, so that will be the number 6 role. Pandai. Okay, so another comment by Wang Yuan. McTominay can play with simple job assigned to him, not for so tactical kind of game plan. True, I agree. But he did have a solid performance yesterday, no doubt about that. Smurf told you so.
Yeah, Smurf told you so.
Okay, let's talk about our front three. All right, Roger, what's your take on Sancho, Ilenga, and Rashford? Rashford as the number 9. All right, I want your take on this.
Okay. I want to start off by saying that I really want Rashford to do well because he's a local lad. I would like to believe that he means what he says when he says that he loves the club. But on the pitch, right, no urgency. We often talk about defending from the front. I saw no fight. Doesn't challenge for 50-50s, and that enables opposition defenders to gobble up whatever loose balls there is. He doesn't press, and it gives them so much time to pick out their front man through our midfield. He does this little job that is so slow. He might as well just walk lah. I mean, who are you fooling, right? In attack, we had our wingers coming in off the left and right. You know, Sancho drifting in, wanting to link up with Rashford, but Rashford's passes, right, are either too short or they're not on point. It's damn basic stuff, man. Like it's like he can't even pass straight. You know, like his best position, Rashford's best position is off the left. But he's not even the best left winger that we have. Sancho is better than him. Right? Imagine that rare time when Martial is fit, right? Very rare. Martial will inevitably play up front until he gets injured again, right? Anthony will be on the right. Anthony will be on the right. Sancho will be on the left. Rashford's best position, right, will be on the bench beside his best friend Harry Maguire.
Leicester really missed their talisman, Maguire. Okay, another comment by Brian Lee. I'd rather Phil Jones play number 9 than Rashford. Okay, Doc, how about now when we talk about, let's not mention the name Anthony because there are obviously 3 Anthonys now, right? So
one is crap, one is missing, one just joined.
How can you say that Anthony Santos is crap lah? Wait, come on. So okay, what's your take on Ilanga? And then how come he keeps starting games and on top of this, when the sub comes in, right, Sancho is the first to actually go.
I think he's starting games just because there's nobody else, right? If with Martial injured, right, Ronaldo, they don't want to play him, okay, or he can only play the central striker. You're playing on the wings, you got nobody else. You got Rashford, you got Sancho, you got Ilanga. That's about it. Unless you switch Eriksen there or something to that effect. But that's the only reason he's playing. And that's why we signed Anthony. Okay, first of all, please, I think Ilanga needs a break. He needs a break. He's not performing at all. Very poor, right? Rashford, I still have hope for him. Come on. Rashford, when he came on, every time in the earlier in his first few seasons, right? Whenever he had the ball, we look dangerous. Okay, we look dangerous with him in the squad. I think it's maybe a confidence thing. He hasn't been performing, and then he missed the penalty for England. Maybe, well, he scored against the Liverpool, and he's created an assist. So let's hope that in the next few games he starts to come back, But with Anthony coming in now, that would give him some food for thought. And if Martial comes back, right? Martial is going to play the centre forward role, right? So then you are left with only the wing position. So it will be either Sancho. I think looks like he will be holding one of the positions, probably the one on the right. The left will be a straight fight between Anthony and Rashford. Now that would hopefully bring out the best in both of them, and hopefully bring Rashford back to the kind of form that we want him to be. I mean, even if Anthony comes in, he can't play every game, right? So you're going to have to be switching players to keep them fit. This season is the World Cup coming in between. A lot of the games are very close together, so you might need to rotate. So you need good options in each position, everybody playing at the top of their game. You want to sustain the title challenge. So this season is going to be a bit of a weird season as well. I would think that closer to the World Cup, a lot of people, like Roger says, right, may not commit to 50-50s. They don't want to get injured. So it will be a very funny season this year, I think. So, when funny things happen, you can get weird champions.
Okay, comment by Dr. Raj. Rashford is still thinking, Rashford is still thinking all about doing charity. Brian Lee, besides COVID, the other dangerous virus is the Timo Werner virus. And I think Rashford has the Timo Werner. Said, all right, this is quite controversial. Eric Ten Hag rates Ilenga more than good. #facts. #Ronaldo agenda, this one. Okay, Brian Lee, Ilenga is like another cucumber in a Rumley burger, redundant. All right, Marcel is obviously...
He's more like the sauce, We're just too much of it pouring out.
Marcel is the meat. Obviously, he's the meat.
He's the missing patty,
Okay, speaking about it, all right. Our number 9, all right, since we already talked about our wingers and whatnot, number 9 position, Roger, do you think, if Martial is fit, right, who will actually take the number 9 position? Who would actually, based on what we actually have seen so far, who would fit into this system better, Martial or Ronaldo?
Based on preseason, Martial. I think Ronaldo... For Ronaldo, for all we're talking about, right, Ronaldo, when he was subbed on, right, we could see a difference. Yeah, he may be one of the most polarizing figures in world football, but you can't deny, right, that yesterday we looked better in the latter stages of the match when he was on the pitch, right? Like, you could see that it was rusty. Like, form comes with regular game time, we all know that, but I'm not worried at all. And I fully expect him to contribute massively this season. That being said, I don't believe that he will start against Arsenal. Only because Arsenal plays attacking football and will probably hold a high line. I thought that he would have suited the match against Leicester, to be honest. I think the front three that played against Leicester should have played against Arsenal. But we'll see.
Okay, comment by Brian Lee. By the time Marcel comes back, Roger would have grown another eyebrow. You might want to show off your Anthony eyebrow. Oh, that is a tribute to Anthony's eyebrow. Okay, a lot of this. I gotta read this one. Brendan Rodgers after the game today. We really miss Maguire. Comment by the mod. Maybe Marcel kena the Pogba French virus. Maybe he kena the voodoo as well. One shot.
Go dig it up, Go dig it up. Is it the pit somewhere?
The hyena bones or something like that.
No, but again, right, even Martial, right, may not be your long-term solution to that position of centre forward, Yeah, he did. Look, he did perform well in the preseason, but he's not performed there when he's been played in that position in the last few seasons also. Probably the one where the COVID season where it was behind closed doors, that one they really look good. The front three look good, right? And was Martial playing that role. But since then, he hasn't done the similar thing in that role.
No, the way
what I would have liked to see is in the transfer window, one striker come in.
Sorry, I gotta interrupt you a bit. The transfer window, FDJ is gonna come in, all right? In January, FDJ is gonna come in. Let's not talk about the transfer window.
He climbed in the wrong window, dude.
Oh, speaking about like Marcel in the COVID season, right? I think the style of play is different. The way that the system that we are playing is totally different. I don't think that Marcel was actually dropping deep to assist, with the link-up play in the middle and whatnot.
You're playing volleyball.
But the only issue is whether Marcel can stay fit or not. That is the thing. And then with the Achilles, I think tendon injury that you mentioned, this is not a minor type of injury. And then I foresee this will actually come back with a reoccurring type of injuries and whatnot. So that's why I kind of agree with you. I think in January we'll probably sign a striker on top of.
They should have actually looked at a decent striker in this window. I thought they would look for one because that is another position where we probably needed strengthening, right? Even if Ronaldo stays, I don't think he can play every game, right? He will be very useful when you're playing against some of the smaller teams, the lower block teams, right? He gives you a different option in the air, right? And provided our guys can put in good crosses lah. So I think he will still have a role to play as the season goes on. I think once he gets fit, he will start banging in goals. He did it last season. I'm sure he can do it again. He's a bit rusty. You see, even yesterday he came close a couple of times, right? His final ball also was not that great, just a little bit rusty. Once he gets there, I think he will still continue banging goals lah. So, but in the interim, in the meanwhile, with Marshall injured, we're struggling to create up front because of this.
Exactly. Sunny mentioned Roger Lynchai, number one. I mean, you got a new fan, man. Okay, and Sunny also mentioned Sesko. I think Sesko, he's in Leipzig now, is it, or something? A German team, right? I think he actually signed with a German team. Right? So, yeah. Justin mentioned we miss Gakpo, yeah, but then again, I think with the amount of money we spend, knowing the Glazers, I think we wouldn't have gone with Gakpo. And then on top of that, we have our United tax as well. I think Southampton, I think they offered 25 mil to Southampton, but for us was like what, 50 mil or something, some double the price, which is ridiculous lah. Okay, so round robin, man of the match. Let's start with Doc.
Oh, tough one lah. I would probably nobody really again was outstanding throughout the whole game. I would probably have to. Somebody might throw something if I say that, Dom. So I leave that to you. Meanwhile, I will go with Martinez lah.
Martinez. Right, Roger. How about you, Roger?
Varane all the way. I love how he organizes the defense. I love how he dictates the line. They've created this brotherhood in defense, right, where they are high-fiving each other. And you saw the thing with Dalo. You get a goal kick and he's like chest pumping and everybody's so happy, celebrate. It's like they're celebrating a goal. That's what you want to see, man.
Yeah, some say there's too much lah.
Yeah.
Right now, Coach Dom.
Bromance here and there, it's fine, man. Bromance.
But I think that kind of bromance actually started by Martinez. He was the one who started this fist pumping and chest pumping and high fiving after a small tackle. Now everybody's following, which is good. Okay,
it's so infectious. It's so infectious. Yeah. Even the fans, like we can feel it. We are happy to see the ball go up for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think we should end with Dom's choice for man of the match.
Oh, seriously, David De Gea. Seriously.
Sorry, I didn't hear that again. I think
every time we get a clean sheet, automatically David De Gea man of the match. All right, I'm just gonna put it there. Let's save a few seconds from the live stream. All right. Speaking on guys, Arsenal game. All right. This is probably one of the more challenging, although it's a smaller team. All right. Personally, right, I was actually a bit nervous before this. I think before the Leicester game, I was looking ahead towards the Arsenal game. I was a bit nervous. But the Arsenal fans, okay, I got a lot of good friends who so happen to be Arsenal fans, right? That is one of the things that, I would say their defect and whatnot, right? They have been a bit of, they're being quite cocky, So I believe, right, personally, right, we will teach them a lesson now, right? Invincible, all right? We will see this Sunday when they face a proper strong team, okay, and also in the form of Manchester United now, I think with a solid defense, we can actually test and see how our back four line up against their front three, who are pretty much, I think, firing right now, full of confidence, Saka, Martinelli, and also Gabriel Jesus. So, Doc, what's your take on this weekend's game? And your score prediction?
United win 2-0, another clean sheet, third one in a row.
Again, David De Gea will be man of the match again for me.
Come on, it's only Arsenal, They're fragile.
Hey, how about you, Roger? Your take on this game this coming weekend, this small team, okay, and also what's your score prediction?
1-0. I think it's going to be a tight match, but I think our defense will come out on top again. Our defense is rock solid, and I think Casemiro will play.
Don't say 1-0, Spurs will get upset.
Okay, Edwin Gomba, let's bet. Which one comes first? First goal or Dom changing his wallpaper? I ain't changing this. This guy stays to remind us of the good Ole days. Anyway, guys, we are at the end of our show. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, like usual, please like, share, subscribe, smash the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Good night.
Good night.